We're getting reports that insurance companies are giving up on trying to fix cars. They're just labeling them as totaled. Yeah, it's getting that bad with auto repairs out there, friends. Not just for you and I, but for everyone else. Workers' comp in Washington state apparently not going through. Also, we have new emergency alert systems being implemented by major corporations, for catastrophic events. We got those reports and a whole bunch more that we're going to cover here on this episode of the Poplar Report. Welcome. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade. And on this channel, we cover your reports. And these are from people just like you, sharing information that they're seeing on the ground, where they are, at their jobs, at the stores. Please do keep sending your reports in. Super critical information for us to keep the dialogue going. And I love the fact that as we build this network of people reporting in and us being able to share information, it doesn't just go for empty shelves and missing food items. It goes for all sorts of intelligence, facts that need to be shared on the ground. And we do plan to keep that up, even if the internet goes down. All right, friends, we do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They do a fantastic job helping people who have retirement accounts like 401ks, IRAs, to get more prepared for difficult times in the market. Physical metals, gold, silver, platinum, you can have those in those retirement accounts, but you need to get some help to do that. If you want to talk to Jonathan and his team, there'll be a link at the end of the video. All right, Susan says, last Friday, my doctor's office called and I had to get a handwritten prescription. As I've been warning you guys, if you need prescriptions, you might want to check in with your pharmacy before you get there to see if they're going to need anything in particular, because sometimes they're not reaching out. Sometimes they're not calling out. Sometimes they're not sending you text messages or emails letting you know you need something like a written prescription now. So check to see if you need anything. Don't be proactive, friends. There's chaos going on. You need to take ownership of your own health and the health of your family, right? Handwritten prescription, because none were going through electronically. I used Walmart Pharmacy and my insurance was working, but my discount card for a very pricey medication was not going through. GoodRx was one of the companies that is being heavily impacted. That's for people who pay cash, right? So it's not just insurance, it's also GoodRx is being impacted. So let's see what happened to Susan. It wouldn't go through, so I had to pay the insurance covered price. More money. The pharmacist also offered up that workers' comp could not be processed. This is a small city in eastern Washington state. Burrito Bandito, which is today's best name, awesome, like it. I work for a $1 billion medical diagnostic company, and we were just informed of an alert system being implemented to warn employees of state or national emergencies that will cause closures. So not only are you getting text alerts and emergency updates when you can't go to school because of snow and stuff like that, but, if the downtown gets nuked or something like that and they don't want you to come into the office, they're going to be able to contact you. That's so nice that companies are doing that. We have never had this before. In my 17 years in this job, I've never seen this. The exact wording of the memo is vague at best, but demands that employees participate in the tests of this alert system that will send you a text to our phones in the event of a catastrophe. I said nuclear, but it could be anything. It could be biological. We haven't had a chemical attack, except unless you count East Palestine, right? So maybe we're due for that, maybe. Aaron says, I've been paying my monthly bills online or by phone as soon as I get paid. As of now, in the past 40 days, I found 3 credit card payments were canceled or never actually were processed. Capital One canceled the payments and did not notify me. It could have been the bank. It said the ACHs were canceled. The times I paid by phone and they never went through. Sometimes something is definitely up. If you guys have updates, please do pass those along by just replying on any one of the videos on this channel with the word update in your comment somewhere and let us know what you guys are seeing. Focus in on things that are missing at the stores. Focus in on if you get to have a conversation with a store employee or a manager and you ask kind of why something is the way it is, or if you have information from your workplace or from someone who is in a workplace that has access to some information on the supply chain. That's the best information right there, so that we're not just saying there is something missing, it's why is something missing, right? I know you guys appreciate that as well. Kay says, Du Bois area theft. We had a go crate with surgical, medical, hygiene, emergency food, fire starter, small tools, fishing cord, and water purification supplies, etc., all in one unit. With carry bags stored in our garage. Over a $1,000 value. It's gone. I went to Walmart to see how much I could replace. Good luck to anyone who has a go bag in mind. I came home almost empty-handed and started ordering online again. Migrant crime is also beginning to hit the area too. Yeah, don't don't underestimate how much your preps are worth, right? We talk about having stuff in your car, in your vehicle, but realize some stuff is going to attract attention. If you have a duffel bag in your car and they're looking in your car to see if there's anything to steal, they're going to see a duffel bag or whatever you have in there. Is it going to look like something that might be expensive? It may not even be expensive. But if you're putting boomsticks or whatever in your vehicle, if you have loadouts in there, friends, that's kind of expensive stuff. And it might get your window punched in and the stuff nicked, right? I will point out here, though, too, fantastic planning to have crates or having a to-go crate or crates, as I've advocated that before, not having a kit, but having a flexible set of bins, or, you know, where you can put all the bins in the car, or you can put some of the bins in the car, depending on the circumstances, right? Because if you need to leave the home very quickly, you may not have time to throw too much in the car. You may have more space in the car than you have time to fill that space up. And so having stuff in a garage or someplace handy that you can just grab those bins and just chuck them into the car and know that you're going to have quite a bit of stuff in there to live out of your car for a while could be super, super useful. So think through that and, you know, not necessarily a kit, but have it kind of modular maybe. So that you can adapt it to different circumstances. I mean, if it's all right there in the garage and you can just take some stuff and just chuck it out that you don't need and then just put the remainder of the stuff in, or you can put those bins in and go, you know what, we need more water. And then you go back in the house and you grab a bunch of water and you put it in the car as well. So good thoughts about that. You never know when you might need to flee. A hurricane comes to your neighborhood, earthquake, who knows, a volcano starts going off in your backyard, you may need to run. Forest fires, wildfires, that stuff actually happens, right? People have to evacuate. They get a knock on the door and they're told, you have 10 minutes to get out of your home. That has happened in the last several weeks. People have gotten that knock on the door and they're told that they need to leave right now. Would you be able to get out of your home in 10 minutes? Or would you want 30, 40 minutes? Honest question there, friends. Linda says, I am a retiree military, and I get my medications on base after the cyber attack. We are now having to wait an additional 3 days for prescriptions if they have them. ADTS Production says New York City is running out of diapers at an exponential rate. Must be the trucker strike. But by the way, I've been watching that very closely. As I said at the time, I said that this may not amount to anything at all. We'll have to see, because a lot of times these trucker strikes in the United States fizzle just because it's too costly. Like, truckers need to pay payments on their trucks and stuff like that. So I mean, I know everyone who's sitting comfortably on the couch wants somebody else to shoulder major expenses in order to, push back. But the simple fact is, the people who it costs nothing get very excited about other people paying the price to secure their freedoms. And that doesn't really go out so well here in the U.S. So we keep hearing about those type of strikes and it just never goes anywhere. All right, running out of diapers, and most important medication for diabetics, insulin. Also seeing insulin shortages out there. The store is now locking up almost everything, including toothpaste, you name it. That's right. If you're in New York City where crime is legalized, yeah, can you imagine why they need to lock everything up? I can't imagine why. Christina says, my power went out around 4 p.m. Cause unknown. Now this is, we don't have a location here other than Duke Power. Duke Power, which means it's probably down in like North South Carolina, maybe Eastern Tennessee, that area up to Ohio is the, I don't think it goes up quite that high, but Duke Power is kind of in that area. My power went out around 4 p.m., cause unknown, with an 8 p.m. approximate time for it to be back on. Then I get a message from the local phone, cable, Wi-Fi company that said their system was down and gave a 12-hour approximate time for it to be fixed. Then I got another update from Duke Power that says the cause of the power outage is equipment is offline. Equipment offline. Yep. And that just kind of goes back to the whole idea that how interrelated our systems are. We've gotten so used to internet being up all the time that our power companies use internet in order to keep the power online. Of course, the internet companies are so used to power companies always having their power online that they depend on power companies to keep the internet online. So if you think about that and you start going, wait a minute, what happens if you lose one of them? Won't you lose the other one relatively quickly? Now you're onto it. That's why we keep saying it's a giant stack of line of dominoes. One starts falling, it can start triggering a cascading failure throughout the system. We need electricity to pump natural gas to the power plants. Think about that. We need electricity to pump natural gas to the power plants so that they can burn to run the pumps, okay? And we have so many things like that in our system, right? Starfleet, cool, says Atlanta, Georgia, city government has voted to close the airport to general visitors. Why would they do that? They say only people with tickets and employees are permitted to enter the airport. I think Atlanta airport officials are attempting to hide that it is an illegal immigrant transport hub destination. Interesting. Murray says, I got into an accident on Sunday. Not my fault. My insurance company totaled my $36,000 Honda Pilot with only 81,700 miles. Not getting more than a third of what I paid. The insurance company Farm Bureau says that they are totaling almost all the cars due to cost and part shortages. I'm not happy. I'm in West Michigan. Is anyone else seeing that out there? Are you seeing cars getting totaled that should be able to be repaired for cheaper? Let us know if you're seeing that or if you have any insider information on the insurance business on that front. Or if you're working on the auto mechanic front. Is it as bad as what we're hearing? James says, my girlfriend works for the state of Florida and has good insurance. We picked up her rescue inhaler last night at CVS. They were $14 last time. It was $100 last night. And they made her show an ID plus sign for it like it was some controlled substance. They never did that before, ever. If you have to have a prescription and then you also have to have ID, that's interesting. American mom says Pasco, Florida, went to Dollar Tree store yesterday. They had a sign at the register that said that they could accept cash, but could not give back any change. Guess they found a get-around for people who say that they need to take cash. Thanks for all you do. Badger blogger says, my small town, rural western Wisconsin Walmart pharmacist, that's a string. My small town, rural western Wisconsin Walmart pharmacist gave me a heads up the other day while picking up meds. He warned that my Trulicity, a weekly injectable diabetes medicine, I guess it's like Wegovy or something, is getting harder to come by in my dosage, and he expects the other dosages to follow soon. I said, thank you, China, and he winked and quietly said, yes. Our Walmart is remodeling the store, and we have seen the freezer sections go from 3 long rows to 2 rows. Yep, seeing that a lot of places too, aren't we? With everything packed together, with far less stock, the aisles are noticeably wider, and they no longer sell animal feed for things like chickens, pigs, horses, which they always have had in the past. All right, friends, please do keep your reports coming in. Let us know what you guys are seeing. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold, there's a link right there. If you do contact them directly with the phone, make sure you mention this channel so that they waive the setup fee. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up there. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.